Axial scale builders around the world? It's your boy Josh, aka Coleman, and you are now watching ScaleWars, Axial's official Battle of the Builders. What's good, everybody? I hope you're having a good start to your morning, a good start to your weekend. I hope you got that coffee, got that good food, all that good stuff going on. Whatever you do in the mornings, hope it's going good for you. Things are looking good around here, man. We started this year off rough, but we're back at it. This is season 2, episode 1 of ScaleWars. I've been grinding out video after video, trying to get to this point where I can finally release the first episode of ScaleWars for season 2. Woo, it's coughing, man. I'm sorry. It's just dank. I don't know. My wife killed it on this. Oh, it's so good. All right, so here's the situation. I don't really know what's going on, but Axial's back on board. They're on, then they're off. Now they're on, and all I can say is thank you. I'm grateful. Not arguing, not asking questions, moving forward. So I'm hoping you guys will continue to support Axial as much as I do. And that being said, let's do this, man. We've got some dope stuff to go over today. We've got some awesome builds. I mean, we're gonna kick this off strong. I don't know about you guys, but I've been itching to do this for a while. And I've got a nice stack of builds that we're gonna be going over. I mean, we're booked out. I don't even know. Quite a few episodes. We're booked out a lot right now. So if you guys want to enter your builds, you want to get on the show, you want to be a part of this whole little thing we got going here called ScaleWars, this is how you go about doing it. You want to head over to www.extremescaleperformance.com, slide over the ScaleWars tab. Everything you need to know is right there. The scores, the rules and regulations, how to get your builds in, the sign up sheet form, all that stuff. It's all right there, man. And while you're there, you might as well browse around on the website, watch some videos, check out some pictures, you know, maybe click on some social media links, all that fun stuff. Join the squad, man. Patreon links are not on the website yet, but they will be on there soon. However, for right now, website link, Patreon link, all that good stuff is all down in the description. This episode technically came out already a week ago on Patreon. So for those of you that want to watch these things early, want to be involved with some stuff that doesn't make it to the main channel, Patreon's where it's going down. We got quite the community building over there. That being said, you already know what it is, man. You guys jump in the comments, give some feedback, get involved. It's kind of like a community effort here. Basically what we do, if you're new here, I want to explain this real quick since it's a new season. Basically what we do here is I provide a platform for you guys to show off your builds. I go over them, kind of review them, do a little bit of judging on them. I have a score system. It's basically a 1 to 10 score rating, and it's in 10 different categories, and I go through and I judge your builds. Now this is just for fun. You're not going to win anything. You're not, you know, it's just my opinion, so it really doesn't stand for anything. The point is, it's fun. It gives you a chance to show off your build, get feedback from me and the rest of the community, and basically just have fun, man. Be a part of a community that is pretty dope. Anyways, that being said, I did it again. I know. I don't care. Let's do it. See you guys on Battleground. Yeah. All right, you guys, welcome back to the Battleground. It is about to go down. I'm excited to be back at it, man. First up today, we have a Jeep. You already know how I feel about my Jeep. So we've got a Jeep Cherokee here. This is a good looking Jeep. This one's submitted to us from a gentleman named Mike Ruland. And Mike is, where's he at? He's out of Sparks, Nevada, so not far from Cisco Grove, man, home of Axial Fest. So he is 51 years of age. Looks like he's been subscribed to ESP for about a year and a half now, so he's been around long enough to know the deal. He knows what's going on, and looks like he started building RCs in 1984. Fun fact: I was born in 1984. This project we're looking at right here is what's he call this? He says it's a green XJ. It's basically an SCX 10.2, I believe. It doesn't say if it's a SCX 10 or SCX 10.2. I think it's a 10.2. Detailed part and paint list goes like this: Savix 4096 servo, 85 ESC. I don't know what an 85 ESC is, but TCAN 55 turn brushed motor, VP trans case, HR steel trans gears, MIP drive shafts, extra speed axle housings, VP axles, diff gears and locks. There's G transition shocks, incision links, extra speed wheels and bead locks, RC four-wheel drive, front and rear bumpers. Okay, he doesn't say front and, he just says front rear bumpers, and winch, one too many RC light bar, and Cherokee hard body mounted with magnets, no body clips. He already knows. I don't like them body clips, man. Miscellaneous scale accessories, and then the build classification is obviously a trail truck, and on a scale of 1 to 10, he's gonna rate it right in the middle. He rates it a 5. So as far as who we'd like to give a shout out to, he says first and foremost CKRC. It says also, okay, I guess it doesn't say first and foremost. I better not put them in front of his wife. So he says, so as far as who we'd like to give a shout out to, he says CKRC and his wife Erin, his son Kyle, and Mac. So yeah, shout out to the squad, man. That being said, we're gonna dive into this build here. I'm a little rusty, you guys. Just bear with me here. But first impression, I think this thing looks wicked. I mean, this is a good looking Jeep, man. One of the things that's really catching me is it looks like it has an inner cage, which is pretty cool. Another thing that's really catching me is all the bolts and the fenders, and having one of these Cherokee bodies myself, and the fenders that can go with it, the bushwhacker style fenders. Something tells me he put the bushwhacker style fenders on there and then decided against it after he'd already drilled the holes for him, and therefore he just removed all the holes, or removed all the fenders and filled the holes with screws. So at least that's my assumption anyways. But oddly enough, it looks really cool. I like it. He has his windshield wipers installed, something I really like, but he does not have his mirrors installed, which I'm assuming he broke off, judging by the damage on the body here and on the bumpers and everything. Looks like he does drive the snot out of this. I really like this front bumper. The extra speed axles actually look really good under there. The bead locks look really, really nice. However, I'm noticing there is a lack of scale hub on the bead locks, so I would like to see that for sure. All in all, though, I think first impression wise, this thing looks awesome, man. This is a really good looking Jeep. All right, let's go through some of these pictures and see. Let's see some details on this here. Here's looking at the top down. He's got a little bit going on the top, not too much. Just some standard equipment here: axe, shovel, spare, some camping gear, that type of stuff. I see a high lift on the side. Looks like it's broken though. I'd like to see the RC four-wheel drive high lift jack on there. The functional one would be even cooler. But definitely looking good. I like that you have your strap, your toe strap, all the way around your roof rack. Nice and accessible. You can tell you definitely use it. So looking at the front there, again, I love the bumper. I like the D-rings, the shackles there. Everything's looking really nice, man. It is a cool looking rig for sure. Those beadlock wheels, I love. Here in this shot, I can see that you have the hubs, the scale hubs. So maybe they're just missing in that last one. Something that would definitely help out here, because I can tell now what's going on with the interior. It looks like you probably got an interior out of a Dingo or something of that nature. Maybe one of the JKs. And it looks like you have just kind of made it fit, made it work in there, which means that it's only a 2D interior, which means we're not going to have a floor pan in here. So
I'm not a big fan of that, but if that's the route you're going to take, then what I would suggest doing is definitely getting the inner fender wells in there to hide that, because I can see your chassis clearly back here. It's just wide open, and that would be okay if I could see that the body came right down to the chassis. It would look a little bit more realistic, but without that coming down there and no inner fender, it just looks wide open. So I would get the inner fender in there for sure, front and rear. Let's see. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm loving the swampers on this thing. The swampers just look great. I don't know about other people, but I'm a big fan of the swampers. There we can see the high lift jack is broken, like I was saying earlier. I could kind of tell from that other picture. Let's keep it going here. Underneath is looking nice. I really like those axles. They're nice and solid looking under there. Something about having metal axles, you know, regardless of the brand, I just like to have metal axles under my rigs. Not all of mine do, and I know that metal does not slide over rocks as easy as plastic. However, the goal here is scale performance, extreme scale performance. So I worry about scale first, and then I try to match that performance after the fact. It has to look scale first and then make it perform. That's my motto on it, and I'm sticking to it regardless of what anyone thinks. I like to see realistic vehicles perform amazing feats, not semi-realistic vehicles performing amazing feats. So it's looking good, man. It's looking good. It's solid. You know, it's clean. You can see the wiring under there. You've got it tucked, taped, painted. It looks proper. You did a good job. Nice solid parts. MIPs, gotta love those. Here again, you can see it's missing those hubs. So it looks like they're kind of an on-off thing, or maybe you just added them later on, kind of an afterthought. But I like it. That's a little excessive on the flex, but it's pretty beast, man. There's the interior I was looking for, and like I had predicted, it is the 2D type of interior. I would like to see a full interior built into this. There's a lot of 3D printed XJ parts available now, but this is looking good, man. It's looking good. You working with what you had, you made this look proper, and the fact that you even went as far as adding the cage stuff and the details and all that, I like it. Rotopacks are looking solid in the back. Nice touch there. Guys looking good. I obviously chopped him up to make him fit, but you got him in there proper. He's the right scale. You did a good job, man. Also, I can see the wires heading up there. You've got them zip tied nicely. I'm impressed. I like it. There he is, Mike Ruland. And I believe I've actually been friends with Mike online, and even met him several times. I think at G6s or something, if I remember right, or Axial Fest. Gentleman definitely looks familiar. The name is extremely familiar. Mike, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you just participating, throwing down your build, letting me criticize it. I do appreciate that, sir. So that being said, you guys, let them know what you think, and you know how we do this. And if you're new here, I'll go ahead and fill you in. Jump in the comments section, give some feedback, but keep it wholesome. You know, we're here to critique, we're here to help, we're not here to beat up, we're not here to break down. We're here to encourage the community to keep building, build better, always try to level up. No matter where you are at on the scale, there's always room to level up. So that is the goal here. It's not to shame anybody, it's not to make me feel like I am better than anybody, it's not to make you guys feel like you're better or worse than anybody. It is literally to get us all on the same page, help everybody here level up. So that being said, you guys, give him some tips, give him some feedback. If you're new here, hopefully you got some tips and you got some good ideas from this. And that being said, on to our next entry. All right, you guys, we have our second entry here today. This thing is looking bananas, man. This build's submitted to us from a gentleman named Chris David, and Chris David is out of Mont de Marsan, Landes, France. I don't know. He's from France, man. The gentleman's 42 years of age. You guys know I get excited when people from around the world are like participating and watching this show. I get all hyped. So he's 42 years of age. He's been subscribed to ESP for 4 years now. He's an OG around here. Chris, Thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate that. Looks like he started building RCs back in 2014, and it's 2018. That means he's been subscribed to me since he started building RCs same year. That is pretty slick. All right. Project name, at least what we're looking at here. This one he calls the Dodge Power Wagon. It's 1943 through 46 era. He calls it DOGCRICK 31. I like it. I like it. The detail part and paint list goes like this. 3D printed part is the cab, 3D print part he says, and then he has cab in parentheses there, and then it says Axial dingo kit, hobby wing brushless censored motor. It's a 1800 kV version. Hobby wing brushless censored ESC JS6. Homemade lower and upper links. Axial front overdrive. Axial rear underdrive. Axial diff locker HD. He says RC four-wheel drive Interco IROC 1.9 tires, RC four-wheel drive 1.9 vintage cruiser stamped wheels. The build classification is he's putting it as kind of a trail truck slash tow truck. And then what do we got here? On a scale of 1 to 10, he's rating it a 6. I think that's a little modest, but he's rating it a 6. Now, as far as who he would like to give a shout out to, he says nobody. There's nobody, basically. It is all him. So that being said, let's look at this masterpiece, man. This thing is beautiful. Me personally, I'm a Mopar guy. You know, I like all kinds of vehicles, but I definitely got a soft spot for classic Mopars. And this thing, you know, being a Jeep guy, Mopar is closely related. Dodge is closely related. Yeah, they became related later on, but if you go back throughout the years, there's a lot of similarities between some classic Dodge and some classic Jeep stuff. So, I don't know. It's just that old American steel and iron and just raw power, low gearing. Just, I don't know. Man lines. That's all I think, man. So, this is a good looking truck. First impression, it is beautiful. It is extremely beautiful. A lot of attention to detail here. Very clean. Looks like something that would have been restored for show purposes. I like it. I like it a lot. The wheels look great. I would have liked to see some scale hubs here, but I don't think he had the ability to do scale hubs with these wheels from what it's looking like. Those are fairly scale. I mean, I'm not trying to say they're not that scale, but I think that he probably could have done some scale wheels here. And I'll give you a little tip on these type of wheels where you have the nut on the outside like this. If you want to make them look like scale lug nuts, put more nuts on there. Instead of just doing one nut on each one, put as many nuts as you need to stack them all the way up and try to line them all up, and it'll actually look like lug nuts on there. Just a little scale tip there. Bumpers look amazing. The side steps for the doors look amazing. I love the logo. Hammond Farmers Market looks awesome. Well, we had a little glitch there. That was weird. Power Wagon logo is looking great. The wood in the back looks great. I mean, this thing is phenomenal. The whole shot is amazing. The seat inside, this thing looks great. The one thing that I would say is lacking, and I'm saying this very lightly, would be just some little things such as, like for instance, okay, I don't want to say weathering. Weathering would look great on this body for sure, but obviously he wasn't going for a weathered, aged look. He's going for a clean look here, like factory show clean. But for instance, the bottom side of these louvers here, had you put a little bit of black paint underneath there to kind of give it the effect of actually being slotted, or in fact slotted them and cut those little slots out, that would have helped. A little black paint around the door line, just the thinnest of thin, I'm talking the smallest little line of black paint, would have added depth and really made you believe there was that gap in the door there, or better yet, even cut the doors to open. But just saying that those little things would help. A little black detail in the light, you know, around the bezel of the light definitely would have helped. Little black detail possibly inside of the grill definitely would have helped. But, you know, this is nitpicking. These are little things. We're talking about model grade stuff here. This guy is definitely on his A game. So, It would definitely be considered nitpicking, but man, this is a phenomenal build. Baffled. We haven't even got off the first picture, so let's get through these here. Okay, so here we go. Here's some bodywork on the 3D printed cab. You can see he's using some Tamiya putty, it looks like there. Little styrene work here, it looks like. Awesome, I like it. A little paint work. You can see he started with a really raw cab here and definitely had to do some work to make it look the way that it did. Looks like that bed is entirely hand built, which I like that a lot. Just shows you guys though, you know, styrene work isn't that hard. It's just intimidating at first. Once you get used to doing it, it really starts to make sense. It's actually pretty easy. It's just time consuming. So you have to have a lot of patience. Black and white there just looks phenomenal. That is a great shot. I really like this thing, man. Another shot there. Now these are all pretty tiny. I can zoom in on them for you guys. I know this is in 4K, and so these shots look pretty small, but you zoom in too far, they pixelate. That's a cool shot. I'll zoom in on some of these other ones here for you guys, just to show you. It's looking great. I do see that it's linked in the rear. I'm not a fan of the truck being linked, because the real one I'm about 99% sure would have been a leaf spring setup. So, ooh, look at the back there. He's got a bale of hay. He's got some twine hanging. Oh man, there's some rope hanging. Anyways, this is looking good. Got the Chris is 31 or the Chris 31 Florida plates there. I like the work in the back. That rear bumper is just a work of art. That's beautiful. I wonder if that's styrene as well. The light's also beautiful. Just little details like that piece right here coming off the fender. Just great work, man. Truly, truly great work. I like the round window in the back. Mirror is actually reflective. Oh man, killed it with this build. Killed it. Oh, cover of Moto Mania. I'm not 100% sure if that's a real thing or not, but it kind of looks like it is. Maybe a German magazine here. This is really cool, man. If you made it on the cover of a magazine, props to you. Congratulations. That is really, I love seeing scale stuff making it into the mainstream, you know. And I think this is the last shot. Just another shot out cruising through the forest there, it looks like, on the back roads. Oh, there's another one here. A little bit of dust on it at this point. It's starting to look like maybe he's been taking it out, having some fun. See on the fenders there. Tires getting a little dirty. Looking good. This thing's just beautiful. That seat in there, I like that. I really would have liked some better shots of the interior, you know, and the undercarriage, the chassis, things of that nature. So it's going to cost you in points because I can't judge things I can't see. So if you're wondering why your score may be lower than it could have been, that's going to be why. You didn't include all of the required pictures. So that being said, that is our last picture. No pictures of him either, so I don't know what he looks like, but big thank you, Chris. I appreciate you participating. Maybe resubmit this with the appropriate pictures, the pictures asked for on the website, and I will do my best to get you back on the show. We can rejudge it and adjust your score. So, because this should score really high. It's just there's a lot missing. I can't see the dashboard. I can't see the undercarriage or the suspension work. The wiring. I can't see any of that. So, and not for a lack of it being hidden, but more or less there's just not shots of the undercarriage or the interior. So, that being said, you guys know what to do. Jump in the comments. Give this man some feedback. What do you think of this build personally? Is this something you would like to see more of here on the show? I would like to see more of it. I would like to know more about it. So that being said, I think we're going to move on to our third and final contestant. All right, you guys, we are on our third and final entry of the day, and this one's special to me. This is from a longtime buddy and fellow organ scale builder. So let me introduce the man. This beautiful looking Power Wagon here comes from a gentleman named Lynn Root. And Lynn Root, most of you guys know him from Facebook and ORC, RC forums, and I mean, he's just all over. The guy is just, he's a legend, and he's probably one of the most humble guys I know. Him and his wife both are involved in this hobby, and you guys might have seen them at Axial Fest or Recon G6s, local comps up in the Portland area. The man just kills it. He's an animal. So that being said, let me just dive into this for you guys. Lynn is out of Vancouver, Washington. He is 44 years of age. He's been subscribed to ESP for well over 3 years now, he says. Started building RCs in 1987, so he is an OG with this, which explains why what you see looks like what you see. Now, as far as this project we're looking at here, this is an SCX-10 Dodge Power Wagon. The complete part and paint list is basically as follows. Handmade Power Wagon body, interior and bed. The body and interior are made of styrene with 2023 T3 aluminum fenders. The bed is brazed steel rod and wood with integrated rear shock mounts. Styrene battery box in the bed with simulated tarp cover. Handmade lighting system, laser engraved emblems on the body exterior, handmade suspension links, Axial SCX-10 frame and skid plate, light housings, scale mirrors, HD standard ring and pinion, front axle, HD underdrive ring and pinion, rear axle shafts and lockouts, locked up RC rear spool, Super 300 front CVDs and spool, modified VP 8-degree steering knuckles and C-hubs, Proline scalar shocks and 1.9 KO2 shocks, SSD D60 axles, front and rear. Scale transmission is from SSD, 1.9 trail wheels from SSD, and SCX-10 CMS kit. MIP SCX-10 drive shafts. Oh man, I'm dying here. RC Rock Armor front bumper, RC 4-wheel drive, Warn 9.5 CTI winch, Scalar Fab rock sliders, custom Wordy made, the rock sliders are custom from Scalar Fab. Wordy made custom front shock hoops, Team K&K stainless hardware throughout, DS Pro scale accessories, Futaba 4PLS radio and receiver, Castle Creations SW3 ESC and BEC, Holmes Hobbies Torque Master Expert 35 turn motor, Savix 1283 steering servo, Darth Sprocket fabrication light bar inset in the grill, official RW60TA pool pal, build classifications a trail truck. As far as rating your own build on a scale of 1 to 10, he rates it an 8, which I'm not gonna lie, that's being pretty modest. And that's all we got here. No shout outs, anything like that. Man, where do I begin to I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna give some shout outs for him because I know he's sponsored by at least Team K&K hardware. I can't remember if he's sponsored by Holmes Hobbies, but I know that he loves Holmes Hobbies, and I know he also loves CKRC Hobbies. So at least want to give a shout out to those guys because I know that he is always representing for those folks. So wow, where do I begin? My first impression on this build, you know, before I even give my first impression, I just want to say this is a prime example of what I like to see here on ScaleWars. Extreme scale performance. This man put tremendous amount of effort into making this vehicle as scale as he could, including going all the way to hand building parts. Just phenomenal work. Having things custom fabricated for himself, like the laser engraved, emblems, and then also performance. This vehicle is comped all the time. He is not scared to comp this. He runs it at Axial Fest. He runs it Recon G6s. The man drives this thing, and I mean, he doesn't just drive it, he drives it hard, he drives it good, he drives it smart. So very technical driver. I personally have wheeled with Lynn Root. He came here to Bend and we wheeled together. The man, I'm a big fan of Lynn Root, in case you haven't noticed. So that being said, let's go ahead and scroll in here. First impression, I think it's beautiful. This thing is absolutely beautiful. The one thing that is bothering me, there's one thing that's bothering me right now, and that is the fact that he does not have scale hubs on this truck. If he had scale hubs on this, it may very well get a perfect score or close to perfect score. Missing the scale hubs though is definitely going to cost him. I know it's a minor thing, but when you get to this level and you get to the, it's down to minute details, those minute details cost you points. So definitely going to cost him there. Also, there is no windshield wipers, and I believe they would be reversed on this. I could be wrong, but like they'd be the drop down ones if I remember right, or the ones that go from the inside out. I forget, but that's going to cost him a little bit. However, I'm sure he's going to make up for it in a lot of other areas. This thing's phenomenal. It is beautiful. It's very unique. The proportions are awesome. Paint job is awesome. A little overkill on the stickers, but I know why he does that. These are all people that he respects and that he likes to represent for. So shout out to all those folks. Let's keep it going. Let's get through some of these pictures. Just a top view. You can see some of that body work here. You can tell it's been driven and rolled over and stuff by this point, but you can definitely see some of that body work there. Awesome little hood emblem there. I like that. Just the whole thing is phenomenal. Look at that hood. It's just so cool looking. The window looks great. Where do I begin, man? Axial mirrors. I can tell those are axial mirrors. Axial light pods there that he's kind of modified. Man, this thing's just so good looking. I love all the custom metal work. I love the rear back here, how it's just more utility than anything. Good choice with the wheels and tires. These BFG all-terrains just look great. Man, it's just a really good looking rig. Interior, I can tell, is going to be awesome. I like the small little windows. Big fender arches. I can see some wires in there. It's a little off-putting seeing the servo wire. Not going to lie there. Man, can't see it on the other side. This just looks great. I love that it's actually beat up and driven as well. You can see that the metal works. It's protecting the body in a lot of places. So not a lot of damage to the body. Definitely a lot of damage to the rock sliders, the rear bar work back here. And you can even see on the fenders. But those fenders are, as he said, they're metal fenders. So I don't remember what kind of metal he said they were, but definitely cool. Oh, look at the back there. Nice and narrow, pinched in for performance, yet still nice and scale. Some good woodwork going on there. I believe that he has these little corners cut out so that he can have people hook onto them for recovery. I do believe that's what that's for. Complete matching spare. I like that a lot. Man, this thing's just wicked. Oh, he's got the, for those of you that are OG around here, especially up in the Oregon area, you'll know that's a Ruckus jug right there from the Ruckus Juice Recon, or what is that, Ruckus Recon G6 back in the day here in Oregon. That's one of the OG Recon G6s, one of the originals, and also one of the biggest ever back in the day. The turnout was phenomenal, so that's an awesome little detail to have on there. Oh, he also likes to rep for RPP Hobby, so shout out to them as well. And axles are looking good, definitely dirty. Blurry shot there, but you can see that light bar tucked in there. The grill looks awesome. Bumper looks awesome. Everything looks awesome. I'm liking it a lot. Woo! He's got the hood pop. Pop your hood, bro. Pop your hood, bro. Look at them Wordy Made shock hoops. Oh my lord. I think that's before Wordy Made was even offering those for sale. Look at that motor detail. Oh my goodness. Combination of Axial love there, little RC love with the real thing, the real motor tucked in there. I don't know, what is that, you guys, like a Mopar 360 or something? I'm thinking it's a 360. Oh, that looks great. That's just killer. Look at the dash inside too. Steering wheel's old school, you can even tell. Man, got the racing harness going on. Lynn, you killed it, buddy. You killed it. Here's some interior work. What is this here? Is that a gun? He's strapped. He's ready for action. Got the multiple shifters on deck, just like he should. Dash looks great. Looks true to scale, true to the era. There's those emblems. Oh man, this thing is just, guys, this is what I like to see. Oh, it's all lit up. Oh, no you didn't. Look at that, just shining in there. Yes, I love it, man. He really killed it. This is what I love to see. This is Oregon scale building at its finest, you guys. There's a lot of you guys may not know this, but if you watch my old Recon G6 videos and stuff, you'll hear Parker talking about it too. Oregon has a history in the scale scene, all right? It's one of the original places that scale building was kind of developed and put on the map, you know. There's a handful of places around the world where the scale kind of originated. There's no one place that I know of, but it kind of popped up in a handful of places around the world, all about the same time, and Oregon was one of those places, and ORCRC is one of the reasons for that. A lot of you guys that, you know, are familiar with that forum will know that it's been around forever, and Lynn's one of the OGs on that, you know. Also, shout out to Columbia Helicopters. Lynn works for them. They're an awesome company, always posting really cool pictures. Man, this looks awesome. Another interior shot. The guy's just glowing from the lights. So cool, man. I can see a battery cable back there. I don't like that, but he could have just had it for the lights. Looks good, man. I love the lit up pictures. Here we go. That's what I was wanting to see, is underneath. Here you can see that SSD scale transmission. You can see that Holmes Hobbies motor breathing down there. Looking good. Man, everything's hidden real nice. Looks like a little something up there. I don't know what that is, but it's looking good, man. This thing looks phenomenal. This is like one of the most scale rigs that we've had on the show. Looks great. Maybe, you know, chop off the extra on the screws sticking out there, but this thing looks so good. I don't see hardly anything RC exposed. A little bit of wire right here exposed, not much. A little bit of wire up in here exposed, but not much. Man, it looks great. I can't tell if he's got the scale disc brakes on there, but I would have liked to see some scale disc brakes and some scale hubs. It would have been like, and the mirror, or I mean not the mirrors, but the windshield wipers. And the door handles. No door handles either. I mean, but it's old school. It could have been shaved. That actually goes with that era. But the windshield wipers, definitely. Door handles would have liked to see. Scale hubs, definitely. Disc brakes, that would have been nice as well. But I like the shot inside of the scale garage. There he is. Shout out to my man Lynn. This guy right here is an animal. If you guys don't know him, I highly recommend meeting him if you ever get a chance. He's just a cool character all around. By far one of my best buddies in the scale world. And yeah, shout out to you, Lynn. Thank you very much for participating. I actually wanted to put him on a long time ago, but he was disqualified due to not meeting the original Axial specs. But since we're in Season 2 and the Axial specs don't apply right now, we brought him on, man. So shout out to you, Lynn. Thank you very much for participating, sir. You're the man, dude. I appreciate it. So that being said, you guys, I want to thank you all for participating. I want to thank you all for jumping in the comments, giving feedback, just, you know, communicating, just chopping it up with everybody. Basically, I treat the comment section like a live stream feed. Just jump in there and you guys communicate with each other. I try to jump in there and chat back when I can. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to have you guys here supporting me. And let me know. Give me some feedback. Did this go too long? Do you like them shorter or longer? Last season, you guys were all in vote of the longer 40-ish, 45-hour long type of episodes. I'm not sure how long this one went, but I'm pretty sure it's on the longer side. And yeah, I'm just stoked to be back, man. Season 1 is a wrap. I'm out. Peace, chick grease. Yeah.